Hello, my name is Kimberly Kelly, and I'd like to introduce you to behaviorist Philip Hineline. Who is Philip Hineline and why do I care? Well, Philip is a highly educated man earning a BA from Hamilton College and then pursuing a PhD from Harvard, where he studied with B.F. Skinner. He went on to become a professor at Temple University until 2011 when he retired, and currently he's a professor emeritus. His work has included 3 years at the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research, where he fell in love with research and then decided to go into higher education and started working for Temple University. At Temple, he co-founded the interdisciplinary master's program for applied behavior analysis through the College of Education. He also served as editor for the Journal of Experimental Analysis of Behavior, and many of his research can be found in this journal. He's received many awards and recognition. He's received several educational awards through Temple University. He also received an education award from the American Psychological Association in 2007. He's been president of the ABA International, also was awarded Distinguished Service through the ABA, and also received an award for outstanding contribution to basic research through the Applied American Psychological Association. Some of the things that have impacted behavior analysis because of Philip Hineline has been the focus on explanatory language and how it impacts our field of behavior analysis. He understands the importance of using explanatory language to discuss methods with peers in the field and also with clients and within his research. His research is also focused on temporal extension in behavior processes. This is choices between predictable and unpredictable outcomes and between immediate versus delayed consequences. He's also the father of the InterTeach format that colleges and universities utilize for their ABA program for candidates that are pursuing a degree or certification. He also has highlighted the importance of narrative and storytelling within the field. I have chosen 5 different areas of research. He has vast research, but these are the ones that I found to be compelling. The first one is a study that he did with other researchers in 2020, where they piloted a study to help an individual understand group pronouns that meant to also help this child participate in instruction. So they used a neutral stimulus, a bell, and they paired it with the general pronoun, and then they faded and got rid of the bell, but used the general pronoun, everyone, everybody. And so the child was able to utilize that verbiage and understand that that meant that he was supposed to participate in group activities. And not only did he participate in group activities, but he also engaged with groups. The next one was in 2002, and this is talking about paradoxical vocabularies of topography-based and selection-based verbal behavior. And this is really talking about as man model can reduce disruptive behavior with other responses that request or manned attention. So by using shaping topography based verbal productions such as gestures or spoken words and selection-based productions involving pointing to or picking out an item within a set of symbols, the individual can replace the disruptive behavior with appropriate responses. And then in 2014, he did a study on acquisition of peer manding and listening response in young children with autism. And this is where they did some peer mentoring, and they did opportunities for communication between peers. Typically, the children that were diagnosed with autism have difficulty learning through social context with others. So the peer-mediated intervention, including listener response and speaker roles, like skills, within a multiple baseline. After discussing the importance of listener response, the speaker roles, and peer mediation with the regular classroom, the researchers found that the trained behaviors increased the independent peer manding, and listener response to all 3 children. Then in 2007, he again worked on a study that reviewed the generalization of man in 3 preschool-age children, and they were diagnosed with autism also. So they were taught from an adult teacher, and the study reviewed how successful the transference of skills occurred from the child to their parents, to their peers, and the sibling. So the study showed there was limited transference to parents, and the manding did not transfer to the child's siblings or peers without direct teaching. Therefore, the researchers found that it's important to provide a child with autism direct teaching in a multitude of people, including peers and siblings. Then in 2018, there was a really interesting research done on goal-driven, nature-based physical activity training program for adolescent females that had ADHD. And in this study, they did a pre and post test on the physical self-perception of the girls, and then they were involved in a 9-week intensive program with a final 8-mile backpacking trip. During the study, they found that the girls increased their exercise and physical fitness and also decreased consumption of junk food, and the participants' physical self-perception improved. If I had an opportunity to interview Philip Hineline, I would ask him 5 different questions. One being, during the career, what was the most profound research study that you have contributed? Number 2, how would you summarize your teaching style to engage students pursuing a degree in behavior analysis? So extend that inner teach idea. And then, when did you get the spark for studying behavior analysis? And which researcher has impacted your passion for the field of behavior analysis? Was it B.F. Skinner or was it someone else? How do you want the field of behavior analysis to remember you? These are the resources that I used in conjunction with the 5 research articles that I discussed earlier. Thank you for your time.